What's good, YouTube? Dinosaurs managed to get 15th place at the Fort Worth Regionals of over 500 people. So I wanted to show it off. And this is Samuel Martinez's dinosaur build, and he has an in-depth tournament report. So let's go ahead and quickly get through this list. We've got 2 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, 3 Oviraptor, 3 Miscellaneousaurs, 3 Babycerosaurs, 3 Petitorodon. We've got 2 Megalo Smasher X, 1 copy of Tyranno Infinity, 1 Dogoron, triple Lithosauron, triple... I guess I'm just going to call this the Water True King, 1 Fire True King, 1 Max C in the main, 2 Terraformings, triple Instant Fusion, triple Fossil Dig, double Twin Twisters, double Dark Hole, Field Wipes abound, that also have synergy with your babies, because it doesn't matter if your effects destroy them or your opponents, 3 Lost Worlds, and an Imperial Order. We've got 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Bahamut Shark. We've got 1 copy of Dolka, 2 Lagias, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Dweller, the Utopia Package Castell, Norden, Panzer Dragon, 1 copy of Karen Gorgon, a Totally Awesome, and an Interblackneer. So this is really cool to see what you can do with your extra when you're not putting the tuner in. We've got 1 copy of Slumber, 1 Gamma Seal, you already have the Dogoron, so the minimalist Kaiju engine with a star-destroying Kaiju over here as well. We've got a Regeki, 2 Ghost Ogres, triple Retaliating Sea, triple Lancia, 1 Denko Sekka, and 2 Royal Decrees. So he says, round 1 Fluffles, I won 2-0. Game 1, I went first and made Laggy and Totally Awesome. Had to explain what Toad did to the guy because he's never played against it, LOL. And he couldn't get over it. Game 2, he set 1 and passed, and I just OTK'd him. Round 2 Symphonic Magispectors, I won 2-1. First game, he opened with Ties of the Brethren and Secret Village, and I could not get past it. Game 2, I made Lagia and Totally Awesome. He couldn't break it, and I OTK'd him next turn. Game 3, he opened with Majesty's Pegasus and ended up with 3 monsters on board with 2 back row set. I Twin Twisted the back row, cleared his board with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Lagia, and he scooped after that because I had too much advantage. Round 3, Spiral Zodiacs 2-0. I went first, and I opened with Lagia and Totally Awesome. He got past that. The 2 negates, but couldn't get too much of the Zoo engine going, so I OTK'd him the next turn. Game 2, he went off with a Zoo engine and ended up with Drident, something else, and 3 back rows. Miscellaneousaurs came in clutch as I pitched him so I could play around Strike and Drident, and I OTK'd him. Basically, if you didn't know, if you pitch Miscellaneousaurs and then you summon something and they try to strike you there, it's not going to affect the dinosaur unless it's negating the summon itself. Round 4, Metal Foe Zoo. I don't remember too much, but I won the game. 1 because I opened with Lagia and Totally Awesome. I negated and set his Metal Foe Fusion with Toad, and then negated Archfiend Eccentric with Lagia, and he didn't have much advantage after that. Game 2, he opened with Barrage and Baobaboon and went off, and I opened up weak and couldn't break his board. Game 3, I didn't have a strong hand and ended up with only Lost World and Oviraptor on board with a token on his side, but then he misplayed and attempted to pop the token with Barrage, and thanks to Lost World, I just popped a baby from the deck instead, and the advantage just snowballed to me from there, and I won. Round 5, 60 card Paleos 2-0, so at this point he's 5-0. I won game 1, I opened up with Laggy and Totally Awesome with a token on his side and Lost World on board. Thanks to Lost World, the tokens really mess up the Paleo match as they can only target the token. He tried to MST World, but I just negated it and OTK'd him. Game 2, he didn't open up that strong with 1 set monster and 3 back row set. Lost World just prevented his plays again, and I was able to put 7,800 damage. So main phase 2, I cowboyed for game. Bang, bang. Round 6, 60 card Infernoid Zoo 2-0. I lost, so he got 2-0. Game 1, he went first and was going off with the Zoo engine and ended up with Nat Beast and Augusto Emerald and 5 cards in hand. I was able to play around it despite drawing 3 spells, but had to use my whole hand and was only able to end up with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Oviraptor on board. He had too much advantage and beat me. Game 2, I bricked really bad and couldn't do anything for 2 turns straight, so I lost. Round 7, Windwitch Invoke 2-1, I won. Game 1, I opened up Lagia and Totally Awesome. I misplayed as I didn't Lagia the summon of the Wind Witch Synchro before Crystal Wing, which is one of the main reasons he ended up winning Game 1. Game 2, I was finally able to pull popping 2 babies in hand with the Earth True King and banished his Light and Fire invoked and Crystal Wing, and I ended up winning. Game 3, he bricked and I didn't, so I OTK'd. Round 8, BA Zodiacs, I lost 2-0. Game 1 went off with the Zodiac engine, and I ended up, and he ended up with Beatrice, Trident, and Imperial Order. Dark Hole was dead in my hand, but it was still able to play around, and ended up making the Rank 9 Fortress enter Blathnir, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and a baby to set up for next turn, but he kaiju'd my Tyranno, and it was all downhill from there. Game 2, I bricked with only setting 1 monster and passing, then he OTK'd me. Round 9, Paleo Frogs, 2-1, I won. Game 1, I went first, but bricked really hard and couldn't start any plays for 2 turns straight, and he ended up winning. Game 2, I opened well, but without Lost World, which didn't make the match up easy, and ended up winning the game. Game 3, he set 5 and passed, which ended up being 2 strikes and compulse, but was still able to win thanks to top decking my second Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Overall, the tourney went great. I only bricked 3 times. 2 of those ended up costing me the match. But it's okay because I ended up getting 15th, which is way better than what I expected to place with this deck. With my build being able to make Lagia and Totally Awesome with enough dinos engraved to set up for the next turn was my ideal first turn play, which I ended up doing a lot throughout the tourney. The deck is crazy fun and really good because it can set up for control boards or OTK boards. From the True King engine, the main one I kept seeing was the water one, which was fine because in the combos with Lost World's effect and having Megalomasher X or just having Megalomasher X engrave by popping it is good because it can set up bringing it back with Oviraptor or Norden and being able to choose between making Lagia or Toad, which helps a lot. I hated running the Fire True King where originally I was running 2 Fire and 2 Water. True Kings, but in playtesting I bumped it down to 1 and added another water because it just had more synergy in my build. Improvements, I would probably be finding more room for Quaking Mirror Force just in case they clear your board, or hopefully drawing it when you brick so you wouldn't lose as fast. Shoutouts first to House of Champs for featuring the deck profile. Shoutouts to my good friend Alonzo Sanchez, who I mainly playtest with and get better, and shoutouts to Andy Areola for being a great Yu-Gi-Oh player I look up to. Shoutouts to Mark, Ryan, Jesse, and Noah for lending me cards, helping me tweak my deck, and supporting me throughout the long tourney and being homies. So there you have it, and I asked him about a few things. I asked him why Panzer Dragon, and he's like, for the hands that are literally so dead, where you summon a baby, you instant fusion, and you pop it. So that's pretty funny. That's the reasoning. But I think it's a really good deck overall for the current meta, pre-Macker. I think the Water True King being maxed out is a huge surprise to a lot of us, and good synergy with Megalomasher X and the Lost World field spell being maxed out at 3. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and huge congratulations again to Samuel for doing so well among 500 people with his dinosaurs. This is just a first look on the channel, guys.